G'day, Skarvig here. I'm enjoying myself a bit of a honey whiskey liqueur, and it's been a while since I've done a brewing video, and I'll put up a little bit of the distillation process on the end of the brew that I did just recently to create this. And yeah, as far as an update on the channel goes, I've created the Aussie Down Under, or the Arc Down Under series. I've got 2 videos up there at the moment, and it's a very heavily scripted series where I'm trying to replace all of my old content with new content with better equipment, basically this lovely speaker that I'm working with now. This is what I've probably been using for the last year or so, but my original stuff in terms of Atlas and Arc, I just had a basic headset and I didn't know the way to talk properly. Even now I still have to work a lot on my speech and all the rest of that sort of stuff, but yeah, that old content is pretty rough around the edges, and so I'm hoping to replace all of that stuff. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the story progression of an Australian in the Arc all the way through every single official map and do the story progression from one end to the other of an Australian who wakes up drunk on the beach to finding out why he's been transported to another world, just like the isekai mangas that you can read every now and then, or the animes that you might end up watching. Yeah, on the side of that, so in my downtime away from that heavily scripted approach, I've been playing on the Cabalist map. You may have seen people like Syntac and those playing on that map. He's what, Jim Bob and Evo, they've been playing on there. I think there may have even been, I can't remember if Axeman actually went on there as well. It's been a while since I've caught up on the latest few episodes on that one, but I'm jumped on there in the Whisperbird community, and I'm on there basically having a bit of a go. It's lots of fun. The map's huge, there's so much to do, and I got myself a little bit of a land bridge that I'm about to build a castle on, and so I will have some probably less edited videos there where it's more natural gameplay, and I'll pop some of those videos up too. Obviously just got to find the time in between the story progression of the Arc Down Under with the Cabalist map, and then Forever Skies is about to get released very, very soon. I think it's basically 3 days of recording this video, and then that one will actually be released, and I'm really keen to actually give that one a go too, because it looks like a really good game. Anyway, enjoy the little bit of a distilling video on the back end of this. Otherwise, make sure, leave me a comment down below of how you think things are going, whether you miss some of the content that I may or may not have produced in the past. I know Atlas is really on the back burner at the moment, because Atlas, as far as development, is dead in the water. I'm really kind of disappointed where that one's at. I've asked a few questions and you get the same response: oh, we're still here, we're still doing stuff, we'll have something for you eventually, but the proof's in the pudding there. It's very reminiscent, and I got a lot of deja vu of when Arc Genesis was released. All communication and development activity on Atlas just happened to coincide exactly with a heavy development and release schedule of the Arc Genesis and Arc Genesis 2. And then once all that kind of simmered down, then the Atlas development picked back up again. We got a whole swag of new developers, new leads, all the rest of it, and basically they even admitted that all the previous staff were gone. But all of a sudden now we've got the Arc Survival Ascended, which I'm trying to beat with my series, and we've got the Arc 2 announcements where there's delays, there's issues with the publisher. There was that mass ban that went on just recently too, which is all causing huge amounts of waves. But we're looking at potentially Arc 2 in 2025 or late 2024, and then Arc Survival Ascended is aiming for August, but we haven't seen anything yet except for some of the concept art, and so there's a very good chance that it's not getting released in August. And so with all of that kind of stuff, you get to wonder, like, is it this rumor where they're just pulling staff from everywhere, which would include the Atlas studio, to help work on that stuff, which is why the Atlas development just fell off a cliff? It's quite possible, who knows? It's all conjecture, and it's just that deja vu moment where it seemed to have happened before and it looks like it's happened again. But hopefully they'll prove us wrong and Atlas will actually put something out to update the game a little bit further. They were supposed to actually go out of early access last December, before there was the conjecture that they've actually started to do the update to Unreal Engine 5. It's like, okay, yeah, whatever. But they haven't exactly said that they're doing Unreal Engine 5. There's just, everyone believes that they're doing Unreal Engine 5. And so they got to December, it's like, no, well, we're going to do it now first quarter. Got to the first quarter, and then all communication stopped. And here we are in the position that we're at. Anyway, I've rambled way too much. Obviously the alcohol's working very, very good for that. Anyway, as I said, enjoy the little video on the distilling process. It's edited, it's just got a little bit of a blurb. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. It's time to do a distilling run. I finished doing a wash the other day and we're going to run it through the grandfather here. As we can see with the setup that I have here, we have a turbo still head on top. We see a nice little temperature gauge there that shows what the temperature is coming out. And we have a temperature gauge here on the grandfather that allows us to set the temperature of the actual boil itself. And there's various pipes here going in and out. The white one here, this is the outtake, so that's the actual product that's actually going to come out. So that'll be the pure spirits. Whereas we've got this nice little clear one that attaches to the tap with a needle valve so that we can control the flow of water through the turbo still. I'll go all the way up the top there and down again. And then we have this outtake here, which is actually for the water runoff. And so hot water will run out of that one. Alright, the temperature is almost where we want it to be. 88 is where the boiling point is for the solution inside the grandfather. Basically, because of all the stuff that's in there, it boils at around 88. We can see the temperature in the column is starting to rise. It's now hitting around 30 degrees. This will continue to rise. We've got the water running so that it'll actually cool it down. But we want that to sit between 55 and 75. And once it actually gets there, I'll probably aim for about 65. And we'll start seeing product coming out the tube. Alright, we're at 88 degrees on the boil and we're sitting around 55 degrees on the temperature coming out, which is fantastic. We should start seeing something any moment now. And really, what we're going to do is the first 50 to 100 mils that comes off the boil, the first thing that evaporates is actually methanol, and we're going to want to get rid of that. You can kind of keep it for cleaning if you really want to, but I just get rid of it. Some people will actually keep it and actually use it again in the next boil because there may be some alcohol in it and you might be able to recapture it, but I'll just get rid of it. And we can see it here, it's actually starting to come out now. And yeah, 65, and I'll probably try and keep it at 65 the whole way through. It seems to be a good number. We've been running for quite a while now, a couple of hours. It's sitting at 95 degrees. I tend to stop it when it's basically floating between 95 and 96, as that seems to be when there's no more alcohol to boil off. So, we're just about done. We might as well get this thing wrapped up. Next up, we need to start filtering. We pour our alcohol into the top. I've watered it down to 40% alcohol and it will pass through a carbon filter into the bottom layer. And I've had this already sitting here for quite a while and it's already moved to the bottom. Here's what the carbon filter actually looks like. And we might as well have a look in the top. And you can see that there's just a small hole where the water drains through the carbon filter. And that just makes the alcohol a little bit smoother to the taste. And here we have it. All of the alcohol is being passed into bottles. We've got 2 litres at the front and 5 1 litres at the back. So almost 9 litres. One of the bottles is a little bit short, but I probably overfilled the others. So you can pretty much just roundabout say that I got 9 litres. And I started off with basically 8 kilograms of sugar with a turbo yeast to achieve those results. Probably not the best that I've ever done. I think 10 was actually the best that I have, but this is winter, and so that might actually be affecting the fact that it didn't ferment as far as I wanted it to. Now that we have some alcohol, I'm going to make a honey spiced whiskey liqueur. This basically tastes a little bit like Glaver, if you've ever tried it. So we take some of the spirit and we mix it with liqueur base B. It's a mixture of sugars and maltodextrin and stuff, which gives it a bit of a syrupy mouthfeel in terms of your liqueur. And there we have it, a full bottle of whiskey liqueur with a little bit left over on the side so that I can have a glass right now. I did have a little bit of this stuff left over in the bottom, but that's kind of like the gelatin that turns it into a syrup, so it's fine to just get rid of that. It doesn't change the flavour at all. So I'm going to enjoy this, and while I record this video, cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.